I want to thank you for attending the meeting here tonight. Obviously, we're starting at 5 o'clock to do a community presentation for the April 4th bond issue. We have a presentation that's been prepared on a lot of things that are going on in the district. Give you an update of the bond issue, some of the history, and then some of the projects that will be going on over the next few years if it would pass on April 4th. Again, I appreciate everyone coming out. One of our initial mottos was JC Schools District of Champions. We have so many special things going on in our district right now, from sports teams to activities to academics to hiring great staff and having great kids. And we want the community to know that and continue to support them in our journey of becoming a district of champions. So some of the things that are a brief description on JC Schools, 8,500 students currently, pre-K through 12th grade. We had a little bit of a dip during the pandemic in attendance and enrollment, but we've seen that bounce up this school year. Last year we graduated over 600 students between both high schools. We are the second largest employer in our city and county. We have 1,500 staff members, 900 certified teachers. We have 223 square miles in both Cole and Callaway counties. And I've said before, I'm learning that. I've only had to call one snow day this year, but I have learned that we do cover a lot of miles. 18 school buildings, a technology center here, Dix Road, and the Performing Arts Center. 60% of our families are eligible for free and reduced lunch. And if you look at the statistics, that has nearly tripled since the 1990s. Currently in Jeff City Schools, 900 students are enrolled in 31 advanced placement and pre-advanced placement courses. We're looking to add another 5 next school year. We have the most advanced placement courses of any district in our area. We have 4 National Merit Scholars and 46 advanced placement scholars. That is students who pass 3 or more advanced placement exams. The next closest in our area is 5 students, so 46 to 5. Our graduation rate in 2022 was over 90%, and that was the highest in 30 years. Nichols Career Center had 66 medalists in Skills USA. That's district or state championship in sports, based on the skill that they're learning, and they had 3 national recognitions. And the culinary arts program was audited recently. It was rated as one of the top 1% of programs in the country. Athletics programs are doing extremely well, winning district and conference titles, and we have individual students advancing at all levels, speech and drama at both schools, doing great things. We've set high expectations for this school year, focusing on the JC3, respectful, responsible, and safe. And our expectation is for every building to implement that every day. We have an emphasis on holding our staff and students accountable, and we have high expectations for our kids to do well. We feel that we may be the only ones that hold our kids accountable on a daily basis, so they deserve our best. Staff champions, things we're doing to be creative in recruiting and retaining staff. It's very difficult right now, nationwide teaching shortage. So we've done a bunch of things through the hard work of our staff this year. We started the JC Step 2 Pre-K program that has 29 students currently. It was a grant that we got from the state, and we have our staff's children in Pre-K. It started on January 2nd, and it's free for staff. We have 500 teachers participating in the Career Ladder program sponsored by the state. The governor put that in place, and we have 350 right now that are on track to earn $5,000. That's putting in over 100 hours of non-contract time work, whether it be clubs, tutoring, working with children to make them academically better. We've increased our professional development opportunities by reworking our student calendar for next year, and we're offering also college tuition reimbursement through a grant that was obtained through the state. So for every 9 credits that staff earn, they are eligible for $500 reimbursement. So we're really working with our staff to keep them here and also bring in new people. Where do we go from here? Brief history. We're grateful for last time the measure was on a ballot, J plus C, and that was in 2017 when it passed with 60% of the vote. That set us up for future no tax rate increase proposals. Right now we're at $4.79 for a district, and that is low compared to districts our size. Most average around $5.30. So we want to keep our positive momentum going, focusing on building champions here, adding programs, keeping our facilities up to date, and learning more, creating more opportunities for kids. In the past, we were focusing on a 5th and 6th grade proposal to have buildings back in 2020, but we feel like our overcrowding issues have been resolved when we reworked some of our areas and had population shifts. And in order to do some of the large-scale renovations that we're looking to do, we need support on a bond measure with the no increase.
We now interrupt your scheduled programming for a JC Schools special report.
Hello, and welcome to this special report. I'm here to tell you about Kids First, a JC Schools bond issue from a kid's perspective. This April, voters will be asked to vote on Kids First, which will build a new early childhood center for our community and make improvements to existing facilities. But what does this mean for you and your wallet? Kids First is a zero tax rate increase bond issue. That means it will not change the district's current tax rate. Kids First would lead to changes for our littlest learners, our preschoolers in the district. Just look how cute they are. But these kids aren't just cute. They are at an important stage of their development as they begin their academic careers. Research shows that students in preschool are less likely to be placed in special education or drop out of school, and are more likely to further their education and be employed. A new preschool center would be open to children across the community. At JC Schools, we are currently serving 150 children in our preschool program. Kids First includes building a new early childhood center that will double the number of children the district serves in preschool from 150 to 300. Kids First will impact the little kids and the big kids in JC Schools. The bond issue includes renovating both Lewis and Clark Middle School and Thomas Jefferson Middle School. 2,000 students walk through our middle school halls every day. That's gotta add up to some wear and tear. Plus, our middle schools were built in 1993, which happens to be the same year Jurassic Park first hit theaters. So yeah, our middle schools are 30 years old. Parker would know. He walks the halls all day, every day. Right, Parker? Kids First would include funding for other projects too. If passed, JC Schools will also upgrade technology for all classrooms, pre-K through 8th grade. Outdated smartboards would be replaced with interactive touchscreen panels, the kind that our 9th through 12th grade students already have in their high school classrooms. Nichols Career Center helps prepare students for a variety of career paths after high school. Kids First will expand the Nichols campus and its course offerings. That means more kids from 13 area schools will have a chance to get real skills and real-world experience. Kids First will also replace the aging sound and light equipment at the Miller Performing Arts Center. Hey, who turned out the lights? I hope I have helped to shine more light on the projects included in the JC Schools Kids First bond issue. Be sure to get out and vote on April 4th.
So Kids First, we were deciding to do the informational video. It was myself and Isabel, and then I realized I got fired by Ryan and Brittany that Isabel is the talent, and just to get out of the picture, know when you're near a star. So Isabel is here in the back, so she did a great job. She's in 7th grade at Lewis and Clark. She's a star. I say future. I think the Oscars are this Sunday. Someday you'll see her there. Believe me. Believe me, she's that talented. So Proposition Kids First, like Isabel described, a zero tax rate increase bond issue on the April 4th ballot. We'll be asking voters to support $85 million bond issue to build a new early childhood center and address facility needs. The campaign has already started, and we have 3 tri-chairs on it. Our former mayor, John Landwehr, parent and alum, Ashley Freeman, and Joni Henderson, legendary JC Schools teacher. She's here in the front row. New early childhood center. I have some pictures over here of renderings of what it would look like. It would be accessed off of East McCarty, with the road going into the campus, that Lewis and Clark road that enters there, and the football field is on an elevation there from McCarty, but we would access the campus off of that road. And here's a picture of what the front would look like. We have a parent drop-off on one side, bus drop-off on the other, facilities that would increase our student capacity from 150 students that we're serving at Southwest now to approximately 350, so more than double our opportunity to get kids in early childhood programs. Other Kids First projects that were discussed, the K-8 technology, touchscreen technology that we already have in our high schools, expand the Nichols Career Center campus. Obviously, we're having great success at Nichols. We would expand across the road on property that we own. That's on the side of the baseball field side, and we build a building trades building, as well as have a big enough building to accommodate a new cosmetology program. We would also replace the aging sound and light equipment at Miller Performing Arts Center. You know, just this week I saw 3 or 4 private schools that are using the Miller Arts Center. It is a true, Gabe is here, true community center, not just JC Schools kids use it. So that would be a great asset to our community. And then we would also take the current Southwest Early Childhood Center and turn that into JCAC, which will give us an expansion on JCAC and able to get us more students in there. We'd also renovate Bel Air Elementary first floor. The bottom floor is already renovated, and pay off our energy savings fund, which will create some savings to commit to staff salaries. Renovations at both middle schools, like Isabel mentioned, 30 years of wear and tear, over 1,000 people in the facilities. One thing we want to do is eliminate the trailers that are at both schools, upgrade our security on campus there to make it new camera systems, and also have it one building where kids aren't traveling in between, and then other projects that would be included in the middle school renovation. $85 million bonds would be split into 2 issuances over the next 4 to 5 years, and they would be both 20-year bonds, and the conservative estimate would be about a 5% interest rate. Multiple projects would begin immediately and be in place for this coming school year. And then the other projects would be in phasing, which we'll show in a little bit. So timeline of phase 1, beginning in spring 2023, we would start the design of the Early Childhood Center, and that project completion would be ready for the 25-26 school year. The design and development of the Nichols Career Center expansion will be completed for the 24 and 25 school year. The technology upgrades, paying off the energy cops, which will go to commit to some staff salaries, and in the Miller Performing Arts Center updates will be ready for the upcoming school year. Bel Air remodel would start in the spring of 2024 and be ready for that 24-25 school year. And then phase 2, beginning in spring 2025, we would do the middle schools in phases. Obviously, they are huge, and we would want to, do them in different sections. So both would start phase 1 in one summer, and then phase 2 would be in the next summer. And we'll work with both principals to determine what areas we would need to do first. And then we would have Southwest Early Childhood Center in that spring 2025 renovation, because we have to go from little kids to big kids. And then also the JCAC renovation and finishing off some of our athletic facilities for the last year of phase 2 in 27-28. So a lot of things going on in the initiative, but the majority of the money being spent on the Early Childhood Center and the middle school renovations. We're talking about both, all 3 buildings would be game changers for the kids of the district and the community. So we're looking forward to the future and continue to be on this road of being a district of champions. So any questions anybody may have behind me or in front of me, we'd be glad to take them. I have a whole team here who probably knows better than I do sometimes, or probably all the time. Questions? Yes?
Is the early childhood families, is it going to be open to the whole community or just for you?
The whole community. You're welcome. Well, right now, you think a lot of people don't take advantage of that opportunity, so we're hoping we have that problem where that it fills up quickly. But in the case, if there is a scenario like that, we would have a lottery system in place to make sure it's fair for all. But it would be probably the best problem to have if we would have seats full.
It's going to serve both. Right now, the only students we serve at our early childhood center are early childhood special education and then students who qualify through ADA, which is a certain income range. So hopefully we can expand. I've been having some good conversations with Bridget, who is the assistant superintendent for student services, because we'd like to see a lot more integration as well. Right now, we kind of have some restrictions in place that we're trying to talk to Desi about maybe being able to work around those in a way or have some other options. Because we think an integrated model makes more sense because kids should be together, learning from each other as well. It's good for all kids, so we're hoping to do that.
We'd visit the North Kansas City Early Childhood Center group. Frank went up there and Heather was up there early, and I know the Lieutenant Governor had visited there at one point just to see how impressive that facility was and how much it means to their community. And we're kind of modeling our building after what they're doing. Sometimes it's good to steal ideas that are working. So that's what we feel strongly about. If there aren't any questions right now, you could always email, call any of us. We'll get right back to you. We have a board meeting at 6 o'clock, and I'm sure you all want to stick around for that. But I thank you again for coming and giving us your time and attention and focus on the matter. So thank you. And again, if you need anything, email, call, we'll get right back to you. Thank you.